All right, so we're live. All right, a new home for Fight Network. Is The Rock really rich? Somebody's pay-per-view just sold out, and the War of the Hearts. All that and an unboxing. 2 unboxings now.
2 now, yes.
Breaking news. 2 unboxings and an interview when we return to Rasslin Rage.
Doesn't really matter the preference you're into, cause we love it all, just bring your passion with you. When you roll with us, it is our go-to. Bring you all the wrestling like no one else can. Program, don't you touch that dial, will make you reroute your plans. Turning up the volume, bringing prospects to chance. Breakout stars to legends, any woman, oh man, any given fan, yeah. This is all them, Cody and Chunk's game. You can listen to them live or on the replay. Touching all the current topics, push the relay. Freaking workers in the chat before the D-Day. We gonna give it to you. We gonna rustle feathers. Whether on opposing sides, always stand together. But we don't swerve from the trouble, yeah, we ride the wave. Cody and Chunky crew will Rasslin Rage. 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 Rage. And now, Rasslin Rage with your hosts, Cody and Chunk.
All right, and we're back. So, thank you for joining us tonight for episode 40. We have a great episode tonight, including an interview with Ref Beck from Maryland, out of Maryland Championship Wrestling. And we have a Wrestle Crate to unbox.
2 wrestle crates.
2 wrestle crates. Yeah, remember, you guys, if you want to purchase T-shirts, you can do that. You can go down in the description, or you can go to our website at RasslinRage.com. Click the Pro Wrestling Tees icon on the website, or click the link down below, and you can go there. We have a Chunk Equals Ratings T-shirt, and of course, we have Rasslin Rage. They're $20 plus shipping. They're $19.99 plus shipping. So you can get on there and do that. Also, down below, there's Fight TV, which is cool because that's where you can get Slammiversary, the big pay-per-view coming up, plus the All In.
Oh, yeah, All In's going to be streamed there.
Yeah, they got the exclusive All In package where you get all the podcasts and all that stuff that are going on through the whole week. So you can get down there, click that link, and register an account. And, of course, if you want to watch ROH, you can do that, too, because it's free to watch the weekly episodes of ROH on Fight TV.
Don't forget, they give you like $15 or something, $17 just for signing up.
Well, that's awesome.
Towards pay-per-view purchases, so that's really cool too.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Ref Beck is on the line. Let's go ahead. Let me get this all switched over here on the camera side of things. I can never keep track of what screen I'm on, isn't it?
I don't know if he knows what he's doing anymore.
I do. We're getting to the point.
Midnights are really messing him up.
We're getting to the point of where we need to have.
Did you take your 5-hour energy?
No, I didn't. I apologize. I can't do anything about it. All right, so we have Ref Beck on the line. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're all the way out in Maryland, and here we are in Michigan. Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. So now I got to ask you, you started training in 2014. What inspired you to get into the business? Ooh, nice.
He was my boyfriend when I was a kid. He was my favorite wrestler. Super excited to go. We stayed for the show. I stopped watching during the Attitude because I thought it was raunchy. I'm an 80s kid, so I watched it in the 80s. They started getting too young. Attitude Era, I lost interest. But when I walked into MCW, I felt like a 5-year-old again. I didn't know the storyline. I didn't know who was good or bad, but you could definitely tell in the wrestling
Awesome. So, I've never actually met a female referee. What's some of the challenges you faced since stepping into that role?
That's nothing with being a rep. I think that's just being a female. But I haven't had any bad experiences, thank God. With
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I mean, we now have 2 female referees in the NXT, and they just debuted the new one the other day. What's your thoughts on that? Awesome. So obviously the women's movement is here in professional wrestling. What advice would you give to all the women out there that want to get into professional wrestling? And definitely awesome. On a personal note, do you have a hidden talent that would surprise your fans? Excellent. I've heard that you have your own section of fans that, make signs and scream for you and everything. There's obviously a connection there. What message would you like to deliver to the fans? Definitely. Okay, so we asked the fans some questions, and you've already answered a couple of them, so that's awesome. What about, let's see here. So Herbert Lees, he's the one that asked about the medical background, so he already got his answer. Lou Mahone of Newark, Delaware asked, what is your favorite match you've ever officiated?
Oh man, I have so many. There's some wrestlers that when I'm in there, it's just magic. Dante Caballera, when I'm in his matches, he's like bigger than life, that the crowd is just so hot. It's incredibly, I can't even think of a word for it. It's like a high at the end of the match, because the crowd was completely involved. Whenever I do Greg Excellence, he's the polar opposite. He's so entertaining that once I'm in the ring with him, the crowd is so hot that it's just like an adrenaline when you're in the ring with them. There's so many, but those are definitely two that I'm thinking of, that when I'm in the ring, I know it's going to be a phenomenal match.
Awesome. Now, I apologize. We ran into a little bit of audio issues during the show, so if you don't mind, can we go back to the first few questions?
Sure.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. They were telling us they weren't getting any audio, and I was trying to fix it as we were asking questions, and I got it fixed now. So you started training in 2014. What inspired you to get into the business?
So as a kid, watching it in the 80s, it was everywhere. There was cartoons. There was just, wrestling was in every single pop culture in the 80s. In 2014, a guy I was dating surprised me with tickets because he heard that Bret the Hitman Hart was going to be at MCW. And he was always my favorite wrestler. So when I went to go get an autograph as a fan, I stayed. And I stopped watching during the Attitude Era because I just didn't like that type of wrestling. When I walked into MCW, it was like 80s wrestling again. There was a clear story. You can tell who was good, who was bad. I didn't know the storyline, but it was so easy to follow. The crowd was incredibly into it. I felt like a 5-year-old again. Like, I got goosebumps. I was swept up in everything. Once they announced that it was a training center, I gave myself a month. I'm like, Becky, if you're still thinking about this after a month, then I'm going to go and I'm going to start training and just see what happens. So that's how I got into MCW.
And that was back, what, 2014?
14, 15, yeah. I started training in 2015, January.
Oh, okay. Awesome. What's it like working with MCW?
Oh, God, it's so phenomenal. Like, whenever I go somewhere and I tell them I trained at MCW, people just give me so much respect right off the bat because they know MCW is such a prestige school. We're now affiliated with Ring of Honor. I'm actually part of Ring of Honor now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did the tryout for the dojo, so I'm part of the Ring of Honor dojo.
Well, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, MCW is affiliated with them, so if people want to get to Ring of Honor, they have to go through MCW. Like, that's how big MCW is getting on the independent circuit.
Yeah, that's awesome. And congratulations on that, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So I've never actually met a female referee. What's some of the challenges you've faced since stepping into that role?
So I have never faced any type of gender discrimination being a ref, thank God, so far.
That's good.
But the thing that I have experienced, and I think it's just a female thing, is fans start to get familiar with you. Fans and people that you work with or that you just meet for the first time, and they think that they can cross a line with you. That's really the only challenge, but that's just being a female, in my opinion. I feel like that's a female thing, that guys think they can cross a line with you, but you just got to stop it or have, like, backup people to help you with that. But that's really the only thing that I've ever experienced that is a problem for me. It hasn't gone too far. An incident's never happened, but whenever it gets close, I know that my wrestling brothers are there and they'll step in and help.
Well, that's good. That's excellent. The woman movement is obviously here in professional wrestling. The big push in WWE now. What advice would you give to all the women out there that want to get into professional wrestling?
There is absolutely no limit. Like, if you had any thoughts about joining, now would be the absolute time to join. I feel like every single job or role in wrestling is now being recognized as a guy and girl can both easily, with no doubt, fill that role.
That's awesome. My cousin actually runs a professional wrestling school and a independent in the area. So, and he trains women. So that's really awesome that you said that. So we heard you had your own fan section at the events. There's obviously a connection there. What message do you hope to convey or to deliver to your fans?
The fans are the reason independent wrestling is so successful. Without them, we would just be a couple of half-dressed men wrestling around in a ring if it weren't for the fans. Before I started actually reffing for MCW, I used to do security, like get tickets at the front door. So whenever fans came, I would start to get familiar with their faces. I would treat them like I knew them forever. I would know their names, and I always made a point that when they came back, that I would say their name to them again, to give them that feeling that they're part of MCW. So whenever they came to the Joppa home base where the arena is, that type of connection, and I had no thought of like an end goal, you know, like, oh, I'm going to memorize this person's name and then they're going to love me forever. That's just the way I am. Like, I wanted people to feel like family walking into MCW, because they were part of the show. Like, without them getting crazy and screaming and booing, the show is just not the same without them. So being in the ring, whenever I look around to the audience, if I see people that I had that connection with, people I remember their names, they'll come up to me after the show, I've taken pictures with them, I will do a slight little either point to them, I would nod to them, or I'll smile at them. Just let them know, like, I know who you are. Oh, thanks for coming.
That's awesome. So we have a mutual friend in MCW, and I was gonna say he told me that you're like in the locker room, you're like a mother, and and that you actually make food for all the people in the locker room.
I do.
And so is that part of making everybody feel like they're at home?
Oh my God. What makes me happy is when I could take care of something. Like, I am such a, I guess, mother hen. I don't have children, but I'm like a mother hen. I know people are not starving, but I have such fear that people are going to be hungry. So one of the shows, I brought crock pots, and the owners liked it. So now I go bananas with it. Like, I will stay up all night cooking. I will actually start planning menus for the next event because I'll get so excited. I'm like, oh, I want to try this and I want to try that. And I'll message some of the wrestlers. I'm like, give me an idea of something to make. But yeah, I do. I always make sure everyone's fed and everybody's okay.
Well, I need to talk to my cousin and have him book you. That'd be sweet.
Cody always thinking with his gut.
Hey, man, I love food, man. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, and we sure do hope to have you again sometime.
Also, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and good luck in your career and everything that you do, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
And there we go, just like that.
Thanks, buddy.
For what?
Asking all the questions.
You're welcome.
I was a little nervous because my wife's watching tonight.
Is she really?
Yeah, no. She don't watch my show. Nobody I know watches my show.
Oh, I apologize.
Except the Weirs.
Right on. So we are going to hit this video here.
Well, I don't know. I might know someone in here, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to hit this, and we're going to come back, and we're going to unbox some crates. What do you think?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, let's find out what Chunk got. Bam. And there we are. Let me switch this out up here so I can see.
Yeah,
there we go. Bam. I think, are we live on Twitch too? We should be.
I hope so.
Let me check it out. Warning, warning, warning,
Why
warning.
got a warning?
I don't know. Warning, warning. We got one watcher on Twitch.
That might be my cousin James.
Yeah. All right, so
we got some. We got a pro wrestling crate box, and we also got that wrestling club box, and we're gonna go ahead and look to see what's in these things.
By the way, I apologize for the audio
Another
difficulties. What?
Another pop.
Yeah, hold on.
Another-
I apologize for the audio difficulties. I thought I had all that stuff worked out
I
before
already
the
did all
show.
that.
What's that?
I already did.
Well, I want to say it personally because I didn't get to see all that. Okay.
I already said it personally.
Well, from
To
you.
each and every one of the people that are in the
Okay. Hey,
individually.
get in there. What do you got?
I got a pop, signed, autographed, Alexa Bliss pop. Hey Alex, if you're watching, give me about $80 and you can have it.
Gotta eat, man.
Who?
That's the same one that sent you the Razor Ramon.
Yeah, yes. And they sent me a Shawn Michaels one, but it wasn't autographed,
Oh, gotcha.
which I was pretty upset about. I mean, the other ones that they sent were autographed. Why wasn't that one? And we got a DVD.
You really need to start putting your microphone over here.
Ring of Honor DVD, Wrestling's Finest. It has a few matches on it with some people that you might know: Adam Cole, Briscoes, Chris Hero. You know who Chris Hero is, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Cassius Ohno.
Oh, okay. You're lucky. Kevin Steen, Kyle O'Reilly, Cedric Alexander. Some guy named Tommaso Ciampa or something like that. I don't know if I know him.
Did you open these already?
Yeah, I had to
Oh.
make sure.
You have to.
Yeah, I do. I
Nice.
got one with something with DVD missing, and it came with like 2 things
That
in the
was that
box.
one.
I was pretty angry. You ever seen an angry elf? Huh? Or an angry yard gnome?
Nope.
Not a pretty sight.
What's that? Is that the B Squad?
Yeah, the B team.
B Squad, B Team.
No, the B team.
What is,
The B stands for best.
let me see.
No, they can need to see, not you.
They can't see that.
Yeah, they will.
Let me see it real
Here,
quick.
you get up and show them.
I'm getting up.
And then we got a Gold Dust T-shirt.
Who's we?
We opened it together, right?
Yeah, but it ain't mine.
It don't matter. Just because it won't fit you.
Anyways, all right. Let's see here. Ooh, look at this. Wrestling Network presents
Yeah, I don't know what they are. I just looked.
Behind Closed Doors with Jake the Snake Roberts. Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I have to point it down so.
Yeah, so don't glare.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand.
And then you got another one of these dudes. What's that
NATO.
guy? How you say it?
NATO.
NATO?
Yeah, you know, like.
How you
NATO.
say his first name though?
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
see?
Good enough, right?
See,
It's
see.
like, let me see it and I'll tell you.
All right. We got this exclusive collector's pin. Piper's Pit, dude.
Tetsuya NATO. Is that better for you?
Does it
What?
give you like the phonetics of it or
No,
something?
but would you like me to?
No,
I can.
I was just asking.
No, sir.
God. Look at you got a little knife, just what you need.
Oh yeah, that's from.
The last real man pocket knife, Silas Young.
That's funny.
Yeah, just what you need, a pocket knife.
I got 1,000,000 of them.
Oh, what's this? Oh, look at this. Ohio versus everything. Heels, the Dayton Slugger, Sammy Callahan. It's like a baseball card of Sammy
that's
Callahan.
pretty sweet. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Baseball card.
Oh
All right.
yeah.
So,
That's pretty dope. It's kind of fashioned after a Topps baseball card.
I'm kind of jealous about this one.
Which one is it?
The villain.
Oh yeah.
See that? That's pretty pimp right there. You too can get these if you go to ProWrestlingCrate.com.
Or that WrestlingClub.com.
Yeah.
Either
And we
or.
receive $0 from that promotion.
Yeah, zero.
Zero.
Unfortunately, I don't know why. I don't know why. They
Now
don't
here
give
we
me
go.
money.
So these are two pretty sweet T-shirts.
Yeah,
if you
that
ask
one's
me.
pretty dope.
I like them both. You know what I'm saying? Fear the Madness.
I wasn't a fan of that Macho Man. You know,
Well.
I wasn't a fan of him in the NWO.
So you got an autograph in there, and
Yeah,
then
of course.
there's an autograph here. Oh snap!
Yeah, I know, right? That's going right next to, you know who that's going next to,
OVE,
right? Of course it is.
Sammy Callahan autograph. Ohio versus everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. So that was pretty sweet, dude. I'm gonna have to say this one's been off the chain the past 2 months. So is this one, of course.
I haven't really liked this one the last cut. I'm
You-
not a
you-
fan of the pops, really. You know what I
See,
mean?
that's
I own
where
3.
you're. Well, and 2 were signed.
I own 3.
And 2 were
And
signed.
I got them all from this place.
So
I'd rather them send me. They also sent me an action figure. Remember? I'd rather them send me an action figure and an 8x10 that's autographed that I can hang on the wall behind me.
you're so
See what I'm saying?
anybody other than you would love to get one of those.
Well, that's why I'm trying to sell it because it's not mine. Or it's not me. I don't like it.
My lord. Dang
I do
little
like the
keyboard.
Razor Roll on though.
Yeah.
But I like that one because it goes with the Shawn Michaels. See what I'm saying? Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, first ever ladder match in WWE. So I mean, you know, it's kind of like a story there. See what I'm saying? Now I got Alexa Bliss just thrown in the mix.
It's autographed.
Maybe if they give me a Nia Jax or something.
Okay.
And
Anyways,
I love messing with him. It's so much fun.
yeah, we're getting.
Hello,
see,
James.
That's why we're
Hold
getting.
on 1 second. James, was that you watching on Twitch? I'm inquiring minds want to know. Well, inquiring mind anyway.
Yeah, we gotta change settings, but not right now. I can't do it right now.
Yeah, I know.
I have to do it after. Remind me. Remind me. Okay, so we're going into indies. Let's check it out. Boom shakalaka. Here we are. Okay, so indies. We're on the road to McMorran. We're not far away now. We're only a couple weeks.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. Did
Yeah.
you see they got the sign up at the McMorran all lit up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet, huh?
Yep. August 4th, Brutes, Babes, and Brawls is really taking shape. Here's a list of matches as we know so far. Amazing Nate Matson defends his Cruiserweight Championship against 5MW member and former Cruiserweight Champion, Cody effin' Hawk. So, we got a former Cruiserweight champ against the Cruiserweight champ for the Cruiserweight. This is a best out of 3, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And didn't Nate beat Cody for the belt?
I believe so.
Man.
So
So
sexy,
it's basically a return match.
I would say so. Sexy Sean Casey will defend his BWCW Heavyweight Championship against the main event, Justin Maine. That should be a good one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really good match.
Well, if there's any wrestling involved, not on Maine's end, just Casey doing a whole lot of talking. And,
Oh yeah, because Justin doesn't just chill on the top ropes. You know,
but
kick back,
but
you
he
know.
wrestles. But he wrestles.
Don't-
Anyways,
don't touch the face.
weaponized Alex Weir, the Chemical Cruiserweight, Blake Acumen, and Crazy Steve will meet in triple threat match. Crazy Steve.
Yeah.
Did you see that promo from Crazy Steve? Sweet.
No, no, I didn't.
Muscle and Mayhem, James Alexander and Buddy Hanlon will meet the Redneck Rock Stars, Billy Ray Daniels and his mystery, not his mystery opponent as it's written here. It'd be, I didn't write that.
Yes, you did.
No, you did. You wrote that. Mystery partner for the BWCW Tag Team Champion. Good thing I didn't read that.
Well, you read half of it.
Right. Twinkie Power will meet 5MW Enforcer, the edible Michael Barnes, and a partner of his choice that we do not know about. So that's 2 tag team matches that we have unknown partners for the tag team. That should be an interesting. Plus, Congo Kong is slated to be there, which is Impact star and currently on Impact
He's
roster.
my homie.
Yeah, he's your homie. Definitely going to be a good one. Ticket prices for VIP are $30. Then they just announced a new
I
thing.
forget what I saw it.
You
but
can get backstage passes, or you can get something else. I forget what, or a
backstage
T-shirt.
Wait a minute. So I get to go in the locker room?
I don't know.
Wait. Do I get to go to the shower?
MCPW, that's Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling, will be debuting in Traverse. I don't want to have this conversation. Traverse City tonight with their event Battleground X. Tickets for this event are on their website, mcpwonline.com. Sale has ended.
Yeah, it says sale has ended, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Not
Maybe
sure if
you
they're
can only-
selling tickets at the door or not.
No, because
That's what it says here.
I know. I went to their website and everything was all the links were broken. Every button on the page was broken, so I couldn't get any kind of answers for it other than where it's at.
Traverse City Civic Center at 1213 West Civic Center Drive.
Yep, I can only get the address and the name of the event.
Doors for this.
Couple people that were on the card.
Doors for this event open for general admission at 6:30, and some of the names there are Death Threat Army members, Weaponized Alex Weir, and the Black Diamond Jack Price. Jack Verville, Mysterious Movado, Suplex Shogun, Jackson Stone, Pierre Carl, how do you say it, Olette?
Yeah, Pierre Carl Olette. He's from WWE.
PCP, or PCO.
Yep.
He's on the Indies, too, isn't
Yeah,
he?
now he is. He used to wrestle for the WWE
I was gonna
back
say.
in the day, not anymore.
Flip Kendrick, Jimmy Jacobs, and also in attendance will be WWE Hall of Famer Diesel,
No.
Big Sexy.
Yeah, I was gonna write that, but I didn't. I figured you'd be like, hey, take this one, because I gotta, I'd have to be like, yeah, and Big Sexy is there.
That's nice. What the heck?
What in the
hell, Bobby?
what in the what?
Anyways,
Oh, he was probably talking about my shower comment.
this show looks, yeah, exactly. This show looks amazing, but if you're here with us, you're not with them.
That's right.
And we thank you for
And
that.
we thank you for that.
Ultimate Championship Wrestling's Bull Wheeler bracket is tomorrow, July 21st at the 300 North Winona Street
Winona.
in Bay City, Michigan. Tickets are only $5. That's a good price.
Yeah.
And here's the bracket. The winner of the Jackson Stone versus Blake Ackerman match will face the winner of the Soul Taker versus Matt Hagen match. The winner of the Chuck Wagon versus Alex Weir match will face the winner of Dre Jacobs versus Bry Sullivan.
Yeah. Do you understand that, right? There's two sides.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, just making sure.
But
My
Alex
pick-
taking
my-
on Chuck.
My pick is Chuck.
Alex is probably
Chuck
going
for
to
the
get hit
win.
with a chair.
Chuck for the win. Chuck for the win. don't know.
UWE, what?
I don't know if there's anything on the line here, like a
Yeah, I
maybe a
don't know.
championship match or anything like that. I tried to ask, but got no answer.
You're just going to do this.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, Michigan Wrestling Organization is coming back to the Vegas Strip. Gentlemen's Club in Battle Creek. Woo!
I know, right?
Yes!
Wait till you see the price.
Michigan this Sunday, July 22nd. Bell time is set for 2, and there's only a $5 charge to get in the door. All proceeds will benefit cancer research.
I'd be like, here's 15. Thanks,
Oh,
buddy.
man.
Those cancer people need some
I wonder
help.
if the lap dance is extra.
That's what I was thinking.
I was
You know,
like,
I'm like,
it's
so
hilarious.
there's gonna be some chicks stripping on the pole over there while
That's
there's a
great.
wrestling match going on.
Oh, Lord. Wyndham Garden Hotels on Van Dyke in Sterling Heights, Michigan welcomes Macomb County Championship Wrestling next Friday, July 27th for their debut event. Doors open at 7 and bell time will be at 7:25. All tickets are general admission and only $15. Already announced for this event are Kevin Calloway, AJ Andez, Paragon, Drew Drutson. How do you say it?
Drew Drudson.
Drudson, is that how you say it?
Drudson.
Freedom Ramsey and Isaiah Bronner, who is currently the XICW Proving Ground Champion.
That's correct.
Who will survive the field? I don't know.
All right, so I've been taking trips down to Florida, once a week, and
Yeah.
every time I go down there, I run into Cyrus. Well, I ran into him again this past Wednesday, and apparently he wowed the execs at DWI so well that they gave him a match against their light heavyweight champion on their 9-year anniversary show. And I asked the Aqua Bra, I said, hey man, Aqua Bra, yeah, come on, say it.
I did say it.
Say it again.
I don't
They
want
want to hear you.
I don't. Go ahead.
You're so... Man, you suck. I asked Aquabra if he thought happiness was a key to the success he's seeing, and this is what Cyrus had to say. It's the pursuit of happiness that we're supposed to take pride in, not happiness. Happiness is temporary and only recognizable when compared to misery. The pursuit of happiness is a journey defined by your perseverance. Not a bad quote, eh?
No, not at all.
Man, this guy, you know, Florida's really helping him.
You think so?
Yeah, he looks really good. The match that he had Wednesday night was phenomenal. I mean, he's really doing well down there, I think. In my opinion, he's doing really well.
You think so?
Yes. Others may not agree, but, you know, haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
All right, so that wraps up the indie section.
And that's us. So that's it.
So we're going to go into Cody's All the Rage section.
Colt, why is it mine?
I don't know. Why not?
Why is
Everything is yours.
it? No, it's not. Not everything.
Oh, come on.
Not everything. All right.
If
So,
Cody ruled the world.
anyways,
Free
when we come back, all the rage.
others.
This guy, I swear to God. And bam, we're back. This guy is.
We're back.
You're gonna end up in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, probably. I think my tire's going to fall off my truck. So.
All right, so some of the big news this week, and we're gonna probably spend a lot of time talking about this. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Huh? We don't know. But Hulk Hogan has been reinstated to the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, if you guys don't remember, I forget when it was. Do you remember what year it was? I don't remember.
15 or no, 13.
It was 2 years ago, right?
3 years ago, he got 15. He got ousted, and it happened like 5 years before that.
Okay.
So 2010, the original thing happened
Recording.
with the boy on the phone at the jailhouse, and that's how the first racial thing came out. And then later on, he was talking about how people in Miami would say the word to him, you know, as a term of endearment. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then got upset when people would get upset when he said it back to them, and it just sounds like I don't really want to comment on it because a lot of people will take it in offense. So
Well, isn't that the point of talking about it then?
no, not really.
Well,
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
don't hurt feelings, man. Don't worry about
I
it.
don't know how.
Well,
I can't walk on eggshells.
How can you?
I got
Okay,
fat
so
feet.
how can we do a show like this and you get upset and you worry about people's feelings, man? You can't worry about people's feelings.
Because this is a very touchy subject.
It is a very touchy subject, but let me
And
tell
I'm
you.
I'm a rough framer. I'm not a finished carpenter.
Okay.
You see
Anyways,
what I'm saying, right?
so here's my deal. All right. So, I sat down with Tony Atlas for a long period of time, and Tony Atlas had a lot to say on this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that he talked about was that he doesn't believe that Hulk Hogan, and he says that Hulk Hogan doesn't have a racist bone in his body. That was Tony Atlas, a black male from the United States of America. Okay?
I don't know if he does or not.
Right.
That's
All right,
you know.
listen for a moment, please. Okay. And he said that he talked about a lot of other things that I'm not going to get into. However, he was talking about how Hulk Hogan's bloodline goes back to the Vikings, and that he wants to keep his bloodline pure. And that's where that comment came from, because his daughter was dating a black male out in California or whatever. Regardless of that, had he said that, and whatever, I agree with what how the New Day put this, and because
I do too.
the New Day released a statement concerning him in coming back to WWE. Now, let me clarify right now before we go any further: is Hulk Hogan was reinstated to the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He is not
On the roster.
on the roster. He is
Right.
not under contract with WWE.
Right. And see, my thing is, you were talking about Tony Atlas saying that Hulk Hogan doesn't have a.
I'm not saying that I agree
racist
with that.
bone
I'm
in
just
his
saying,
body.
right.
I don't agree or I don't care. My
You have
thing,
to care when you do a show like this.
No. My thing is, I don't want to talk about it because in today's age and the pigmentation of my skin, it doesn't matter what I say, because I'm still going to be looked at or viewed as a racist or having said something racist about it. So I choose not to have that conversation. I choose not to.
Okay, well, I'm going to have the conversation. You can sit there and listen.
I will.
Okay. We've all said dumb stuff in our time. We've all done dumb stuff in our time. Can he redeem himself? Absolutely.
For some, yeah.
Absolutely.
To some, yes.
Not
some,
to
no.
everybody, but yeah, I get what you're saying. And the New Day released it was Kofi Kingston released this.
This was Kofi. I thought it was the way it reads. I just thought it was.
But it was on behalf.
Xavier.
It was on behalf of all of them.
Day,
yeah. So here we go. It was a tweet, and it was their official. So to the WWE universe and whoever else it may concern, this will be the only statement. We'll remind you, this is Kofi Kingston in the New Day. We will make regarding Hogan's reinstatement into the WWE's Hall of Fame. We do not wish to spend the energy debating the point because between our kids, our external ventures at this job, our energy is spread thin enough already. We are only writing this simply to provide an answer to the many who have bombarded us with questions on where we stand on this issue. We preface this statement by emphasizing that this is our own opinion and may not necessarily reflect the opinion of anyone else affected. How do we feel? Indifferent. We are not happy or sad, angry or resentful. Who WWE puts into the Hall of Fame is totally and completely up to the company, and from a career standpoint, there is no argument on whether or not Hogan should have his place. We have no problem with this reinduction in the slightest degree. It is impossible to even begin to mention the history and evolution of the business without mentioning his name and accolades. True story. On a personal level, when someone makes racist and hateful comments about any race or group of people, especially to the degree that Hogan made about our people, we find it difficult to simply forget, regardless of how long it was or the situation in which those comments were made. But we also do not respond with more feelings of hate. Instead, we just do not associate with the people who convey or have conveyed this negative, hurtful mindset. This instance will be no different. Perhaps if we see him make a genuine effort to change, then maybe our opinion of him will change with him. Time will tell. Through the course of our lives, people have used racist comments towards us, and it doesn't feel good. But if we stopped moving forward every time we were met with prejudicial hatred, then we would have never achieved our current accomplishments. We know we are worth it, and we know our kids are worth it. And most importantly, we know that people that look like us are worth it and always have been. There isn't a person on this planet who will ever be able to say anything to make us think are otherwise, because we believe ourselves as a people and don't need anyone's approval on that, regardless of who they are. Having said that, his reinstatement won't change anything for us. It will have zero effect on our ability to perform or the level of effort we will put into doing what we do. And this is to deliver an entertaining product each week for our fan base. Sincerely, the New Day. Never trade your authenticity for approval.
They must have like super Twitter.
That was crazy, man.
How many?
They probably, what they did was...
How many characters was that?
What they probably did was they probably
like
wrote...
17 tweets and then pasted them all together?
No, they probably wrote it on a notepad thing and then posted the notepad.
Yeah, that's about 17. That's about 17.
Still processing.
Well, I was just counting. I was counting the letters. I was Rain Manning it.
Okay. So Fight Network has officially launched in the UK.
Woo, woo.
Yeah. So and is available on Sky and Freesat over there. This means that Impact will now be available to a larger demographic, because You know, it was just the United States. You know, well, they were in other countries as well, but now they're official.
Yeah, but there's millions and millions of fans in the UK.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, wrestling is huge
Yeah.
there. Wait till it hits Japan.
What?
Fight,
Impact?
Fight Network.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Japan.
Yeah, Japan's huge when it comes to wrestling.
Well, yeah. The WWE Performance Center today officially welcomed a new batch of NXT students who are aspiring to become the next big WWE superstar. Now, it wasn't today. That was the day I wrote it. The class was featured on the official NXT Instagram account. Below are those included in the class. Deano Purrazzo, former ROH and Stardom talent.
Io Shirai.
There we go. Thank you. Stardom. Lacey Lane, trained by the Dudley Boys. MJ Jenkins, Impact Wrestler and Shimmer talent. And Keith Lee,
I don't know him.
bask in his glory. Hey!
He's glorious too.
Bask in his glory.
Is he glorious too? They should see. Man, see?
He's not glorious.
That's a tag
You
team.
bask in his glory.
That's a tag team.
Nah, it wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
it definitely would.
No, it wouldn't.
Sure
You don't know anything about Keith Lee. It wouldn't work.
I just
Luke
said I don't know him.
Menzies, former professional rugby league footballer.
Menzies.
That's what it said. Menzies. M-E-Z-I-E-S. What am I supposed to say? Tayshawn Dung. That's a crappy one. Former Chinese.
Wow. Tell them how you really feel.
Right. Denzel
DeJournette.
DeJournette.
No,
Former
not DeJournette.
Application State Mountaineers heavyweight
always
wrestler.
thinking with his stomach.
Yeah. Keith Lee, however, has already made his NXT debut on the NXT roster, so he's no longer. He's still developmental, but you know what I mean. He's already in NXT, like on TV. So
Yeah, but NXT is the developmental.
I know, but none of these people are on TV, except for Keith Lee.
This one probably will be soon.
Yeah. What?
Io Shirai.
Yeah, she's in the Mae Young Classic.
She probably will be on NXT soon.
Definitely. So. All right, so
And-
Raw's ratings rebounded from the record-breaking low last week.
Well, I hope so.
Woo!
I heard the pocket.
This week's Raw averaged 2.87 million viewers, blah, 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 which is an increase from last week's 2.47.
Yeah, I heard Vince wasn't at the show. He was probably running around turning on TVs.
Something to note is WWE was up against the MLB Home Run Derby,
Yeah, that's kind of big.
right? But I don't think they were up against anything last week.
Well, you know,
So I don't know
that's even better.
maybe people got tired of watching the Home Run Derby and turned it over to WWE.
No, actually, you know what it was? It's Raw after a pay-per-view. It always garnishes more. It
That's
always
true.
it always garners more viewers.
So what you're saying is we'll
next
see.
week we'll see another drop. More
Okay.
than likely.
All right. So
or it'll hold the same or real close. You know what
Di-
I mean?
I don't think we're ever going to get back to the Monday Night War days.
No, never.
Not unless there's competition, of
Not like
course.
this. Not in this.
Era.
Yeah, they got to get rid of this PG stuff. I mean, I understand they want their workers to be safe and blah 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 blah.
And blah blah blah.
But they got a lot of stuff set up for wrestlers now when it comes to health issues. You know what I mean? They got
health insurance nowadays.
right. They got health insurance, and it's
That's a big thing. That's a
it's
plus.
Definitely not Obamacare. You know what I mean? So
This is
they
a
need to get rid of
non-political
this.
show, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is it's better. It's like it's even better than United Healthcare, which is like top of the line stuff. The
Okay.
Cadillac of
Is that
Health
what
insurance.
our representatives have?
no, they probably have like a doctor on call or something like that. You know, they got
Well,
a doctor down.
They
the
got
hall.
lifetime health.
They got a doctor down the
wondering.
hall in their house or something.
Tax dollars at work.
Dude.
So The Rock has been named the highest paid actor of all time
That blows my mind.
in Forbes' rich list.
That I mean, do you know at the height of Terminator's success, Arnold Schwarzenegger was getting like $1 million a line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he
Hence
made
the reason he got like 7 lines or 11 lines or something like that in the entire Terminator 2 or 3. I forget which one.
So, according to Forbes, he is the highest paid actor in the magazine's history.
That's insane.
The Rock pulled in $124 million this year, which has doubled from last year.
Yeah, keep pumping them out.
Yeah. Well, and
You know?
it seems like there's maybe like a couple weeks break, and then there's another Rock
Right, there's
movie.
like 4 or 5 this year alone.
Yeah, and then there's more coming, man. Slammiversary, man. Have you seen this?
I did.
It's sold out. Now, granted, it was only like a 3,100 or maybe a little bit more
yeah,
seat,
but still.
and they sold it out. The card looks really good.
You know who else sold out?
All in.
Oh.
But I don't know. I just don't know if people are going to spend $39.99 on a pay-per-view.
I don't know who's on the card. Do you know?
A whole
you have
bunch.
an idea?
Well, you got let's see. You got Austin Aries versus Moose for the championship.
Well, Austin Aries is worth $40 alone. So
For one match, no way, man.
yeah,
no
oh,
way.
yeah.
It looks like a good card,
he's
but I
worth
don't think I'm
$40
gonna pay it for
He's
it.
worth $40 just to show up.
Okay.
Sorry, dude. It's like he's.
No,
I
this-
told you before. He's the Ric Flair of this era.
This is 1,000,000 pages long, bro.
Yeah, I know. It'll only take a minute.
I'm not reading this crap.
All right, I will. So apparently, Bret Hart was on a podcast called CBS's In This Corner, and he spoke about his brother not being in the Hall of Fame and about Owen's widow, Martha Hart, severing all ties with the company. He basically said she was erasing his memory from WWE. And then Martha gave a statement via her foundation, the Owen Hart Foundation, and this is what she said. She said, "The suggestion by Bret Hart that I am erasing the memory of my late husband Owen Hart is reckless, irresponsible, and clearly untrue." Bret's comments are rooted in the fact that I have steadfastly refused to work with the WWE to exploit Owen's image for commercial gain. Owen was an incredible entertainer, and I know that his fans around the world enjoyed his wrestling career immensely. I encourage them to continue to do so, but I am firm in my belief that the WWE was responsible for Owen's death. As a result, I cannot and will not support any efforts by the WWE to profit from Owen's memory. Instead, I, my son OG, and daughter Athena have worked tirelessly to honor Owen through the good works of the Owen Hart Foundation, which has exceeded $4 million in gift giving and contributions towards scholarships, homeowner bursaries, and other special projects that have greatly improved the lives of so many in Canada and around the world. We have always believed that this is the most fitting public tribute to a man of profound integrity, a wonderful human being who just happened to wrestle. I know that Owen would be very proud of the tremendous accomplishments the foundation has achieved in his name. Bret Hart. Hey, what are you doing? Turn off your volume. Bret Hart's comments are disrespectful and cruel. It is disappointing that so many in the media have chosen to report them without seeking my perspective. Whatever Bret may believe, the fact is that, far from erasing Owen's memory, I have devoted the last 20 years to celebrating his life in a very public way. I can think of very few people who have been remembered so glowingly by their spouse. And of course, Bret had a rebuttal for Martha, which he released on his Facebook account, the official one, the one that's real. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not the one where it's some dude in the basement of his mom's apartment.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And this is what Bret had to say. 1 second, I gotta take a drink because this one's. You think the Martha Hart one was long? Bret is a long-winded.
Does he still equal ratings after his long-winded rant here?
It's not mine. It's Martha Hart's.
Whatever.
I keep wanting to say Martha Stewart. All right. These are the comments of Bret Hart towards Martha Hart. This past week, I have received multiple requests for comments regarding my recent interview on a podcast and the rebuttal made by Dr. Martha Hart. I apologize. First of all, I want to express my disappointment in both Calgary Sun and Calgary Herald for running a gossip-style article and making it front-page news when there are more pressing issues in the world to highlight. You are better than that. I listened back to the interview in question, and I specifically want to address Martha's comments about my words being cruel, reckless, irresponsible, and hurtful. Stampede Wrestling was an institution in the city of Calgary. Wrestling was our family business. My brothers and I either wrestled for my father, Stu, or worked behind the scenes. Fans packed the Victoria Pavilion every Friday night for decades. Martha has seemed to have forgotten that she attended those same shows before she even met Owen. She was by definition a wrestling fan. The same group Martha appears to look down upon and ignore. Earlier this year, Mark Henry took time during his WWE Hall of Fame induction to specifically address Martha. With tears in his eyes, Henry pleaded with her to allow Owen to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. My nieces and nephews were in the audience with tears in their eyes as he expressed how much he deserved to be there with his peers. Fans have told me they had tears in their eyes when they watched the moment on television. Those same fans Martha sat side by side with at Stampede Wrestling and WWE events. Those same fans that donate to the Owen Hart Foundation and helped make it what it is today because they remember the joy he brought to their lives and not by how he died. Those royalty checks she received from the company she says she doesn't want any part of. Those are also from those same fans. To her, their tears do not matter. To me, that is cruel and hurtful. It is true that Martha and I were close at one time. I was right by her side after Owen's death until she received her settlement from the WWE and proclaimed me a pest. Martha later declared herself and her children Harts in name by name only, called us all black sheep, and ceased contact with the rest of the Hart family. She further isolated from us when we all came together in 2010 to honor our father Stu being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame and participated in a DVD that celebrated our family. Heart and Soul was the name of that DVD. Owen's children do not have a relationship with his brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins. In fact, one of my nieces named her son Owen after him. I do not know Ogie, and I wouldn't know Athena if she walked past me on the street. Owen's children only know of their father's family by what is told by their mother, whatever that may be, painting us all with one broad brush. To block Owen's children from knowing their father's family, to me, is cruel, reckless, and irresponsible. Owen's tragic accident almost 20 years ago changed our family forever. Martha lost her soulmate, and her children lost their father. She has to remember, however, that I also lost my brother. My children lost their uncle. My grandchildren will only know him through pictures and stories. His peers lost a friend who filled them with endless laughter through long periods on the road. The fans lost someone that they lovingly connected to. Martha is not alone in her loss and grief. The Owen Hart Foundation is a wonderful charity that's raised millions of dollars and helped many people in its 19-year history. I'm not disputing nor denying that whatsoever. I disagree, however, that it should be the sole outlet to remember Owen. This is not just about Owen being inducted into the Hall of Fame. This is about his wrestling career, his wrestling legacy, his contribution to the business that he loved, and honoring that contribution. Owen Hart was a world-renowned professional wrestler, and a damn good one. He was part of the foundation that our family name was built on, not just in the city of Calgary, but all over the world. For Martha to want to rewrite history, to refuse to acknowledge or recognize his great wrestling career, to brush off what he, myself, and my father did, that fake stuff, is wrong. Owen Hart was a wrestler The next generation deserved to know how great he truly was. I am happy to hear that my brother Owen will be inducted into the George Tragos and Lou Thez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame on July 28th in Waterloo, Iowa. My father and I are past honorees. While I will not be in attendance, the Hart family will be well represented by my brothers Ross, Bruce, and Keith, sister Diana, and my nephew Harry Smith, accepting the honor on his behalf. Thank you to the board of directors for recognizing his wrestling career, his contribution to the wrestling business, and his legacy. I'm sure the event will be filled with laughter, tears, and an overall appreciation for the man that he was. I can only hope that this is only the beginning. Signed, Bret Hart. He was very long-winded, but I mean, he's definitely got a point on a lot of it.
Well, he made a statement previous to that about, something about her.
Yeah, I read
it. I know, and she responded, and then he responded again. But I mean, we all want to see him in the WWE Hall of Fame. We get that, but in the end, it's all her choice.
Correct.
And we can't hold it against her. Whatever.
You can't. I can't. I don't. I'm not in that position, so I can sit here and say that I disagree until I'm blue in the face. But until I'm in that position, But Bret is basically in that position as well. You know what I mean? It's he that's his brother.
I get that, but he did marry his brother and have kids with his brother.
Yeah, but
don't but me.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly the way it is.
I believe that a brother's love can be just.
I agree with you there.
Is just as
but
strong
it's
as
not my sister's responsibility to deal with my stuff.
That's right. But he
nobody,
still has a point.
I get that he does. However, it's his wife. Once they were married, it is now his wife's responsibility. That's the end of it. That and regardless of what, he can be upset about it all he wants, and there's absolutely nothing that he can do about it.
All he can do is voice his opinion,
exactly.
Which is all he was doing.
Right, and I'm not saying he wasn't. That's exactly.
I agree with it.
And I do to a point. However, if she doesn't want him in the WWE Hall of Fame, he's not going in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, everybody understands that.
It's that simple.
But sometimes the more you hear something, the more it influences what you do.
I don't know. She sounds like she's pretty steadfast in what she's going to do.
Yeah, she said that.
And she's pretty educated, so.
She's a doctor.
She has a doctorate. Anyways.
It's still a doctor.
Yeah, she is a doctor.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I didn't call her an it. I called the doctorate an it, you dork. My goodness. Yeah. Any legit questions out there? Legit wrestling questions? We're calling for legit
There's probably going to be zero.
Yeah, me either. Oh, most underrated wrestler of all time.
Oh yeah, most underrated wrestler of all time. Well, who I always think about. You don't see it so much nowadays. I mean, you do, but you don't. But like somebody like the Brooklyn Brawler, or somebody that was.
I don't know if he was underrated. We never got to see him do anything.
Well, he was an enhancement talent.
Yeah, so we don't know what he could do.
You're missing my point. He helped make people something by getting beat by these guys.
I know, but the question is the most underrated.
I know what the question is.
How do you know if he can be? How do you know if he's underrated or not if you don't see what he can do?
He's underrated because he never truly got the shot that he deserved. My point is.
How do you know he didn't suck a little bit and he just didn't deserve a shot? And he did get it. He did get a shot. It was just way later. I believe he was like an IC champ or something like that.
Yeah. Well, my point is those guys are underrated because they make the guys that are big names something.
I say Terry Taylor. I always say every time anybody asks me this question, Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster, is the most underrated talent I've ever seen in my entire life.
What will it take to get more ladies involved in wrestling?
More women like Ref Beck.
Yeah.
She's pretty passionate about what she's doing.
Well, and I also think that there has to overall. I mean, it's very with the women movement and all that stuff. But I think a lot of it is
More willingness to work with women.
Yeah, that
one. I kind of agree with that as
but
well.
Another thing is the fans. Like the fans have to
how they perceive.
Yeah, because how many wrestling groups you got to be in a bunch too, right?
Oh yeah, like
and how many times do you see some photo and these guys start commenting and how nasty they get?
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
oh
it's
yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, come on, man.
Definitely, but while I'm reading those, I'm thinking to myself, if this guy was seeing this woman in person, he wouldn't say a word to her, guaranteed.
Well,
because a lot of them.
That's true in most cases, but
a lot of them usually have a big dude or a couple big dudes around them. You know what I mean? Because they hang out with the wrestlers.
No,
I
just think that
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's a turnoff to people.
Yeah, definitely. Like the guy that threw the pie at Paige.
Yeah.
I get
once
it.
you get knocked down, it's hard to get back up sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when it comes to something like that.
Like negativity, like about you. You know what I'm saying? Your looks or your whatever.
Negativity.
It's really hard to overcome that stuff.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. It doesn't matter. Men are the same way. You know what I'm saying? And it's really hard to rise above that stuff. And I think that people get a little too far involved, and it turns a lot of people off, not just women, but I mean, more say because them guys get nasty with some of them.
Oh yeah,
things that they
some
say.
Of them just,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's if I was involved in something, I could not pay any attention to social media whatsoever. Like I couldn't have any. You know what I mean? I would end up I'd probably end up putting some, taking a 22 to the dome. You know what I mean? I'm not just because that's where it would put me. It would put me in a bad place.
I know what you're saying.
I'm not trying to joke about it because it's not a joking matter, because that's how serious it truly is. You know what I mean? Any more questions? Any more questions? Going once. So what we're going to do now is the show is basically over.
Any more hype for BWCW?
That's not on me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
I, unfortunately, most likely will not be able to attend because I have to work.
Yeah, me either, because ticket prices are so steep.
You can't pay the GA fee and sit up in the nosebleed for $15?
What? You know I'm a VIP, right?
But you're not if you can't afford it.
Everywhere I go, I'm a VIP.
Okay. Anyways, so
whether I can afford it or not.
Make sure, guys, make sure that you give the video a big thumbs up or give this stream a big thumbs up. Make sure that you head on over and subscribe as well. Make sure you go down there and click some links. Go down there and buy a t-shirt. Get it shipped directly to your house.
Chunk equals ratings.
Rasslin Rage, whatever one works for you.
Yeah, chunk equals ratings.
Yeah, anyways. And then, what do we say? Oh, yeah, Fight TV. You can get down there and go to Fight TV. Check that all out. Make sure you guys check us out next week. I'm working on another interview.
When were you typing?
A little bit ago. Why? Anyways, while you were...
That's my job.
20 minutes of talk there for that thing.
You enjoyed it, and you know it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the fans did as well.
So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here today. Check us out next week. I got another interview.
Maybe.
Hopefully. Well, I know I can get it. It's a done deal, but it's just like I got to make sure that he can do it.
He's so confident.
Oh, I know, because
it's a done deal.
It is a done deal.
Don't worry. Cat's in the bag.
It is.
I got this. I've already counted my chickens.
Yeah, another one next week. Nobody in the state of Michigan.
With the newest female ref.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that.
Taylor Weird.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know what? Hey, let's go over this real quick.
What?
Look.
We were all wrong, dude.
No, I wasn't.
All right, so let's see here.
Who won the AJ Styles match?
AJ.
All right, so we both got that one right. Who won the Dolph match? We got that. Who won the? Yeah, I got that one right. Who won that one? Oh yeah, I got that one right. Who won that one? Oh yeah, I got that one right. Who won that one?
You got that one wrong.
Yep, we both did. I got that one right. I got that one right. I got that one right.
Really?
I got that one right. I got that one right. How many did you
Wow,
get wrong?
dude.
Yeah, I kicked you in your teeth.
Yeah, you did.
Let's see. Chunk got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 12.
Hey, nice
matches.
job.
You got 1, 2, 3 out of 4.
I gotta ask you
4,
something.
5 out of 12.
No, and you kicked my butt. Thank you. You're not very humble, are you?
No, not at all.
I was gonna
When you're
say.
5'2", there's no room for humble.
Yeah, there's
I'm
all
sorry.
kinds of room.
No, there's not, because
Yeah.
then people like to push you around. And when you're
I-
top heavy, you see this head? When you're top heavy,
You know what though? It's
when
not
you're-
your head. It's all that hair.
when you're top heavy, you seem to fall down a lot more when people push. See what I'm saying?
I
So
suppose.
I know it's not far,
I
but
disagree.
it still hurts.
I disagree, but okay.
And
I'm just not willing to argue with you.
Actually, usually I am pretty humble, but when it comes to you,
no,
I just
you
can't
no,
be.
you ain't humble.
I just can't be when it
You
comes
are
to you.
you have one of the biggest inflated heads I've ever met in my life.
Well, when you're great, you're great.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean,
so
sometimes it just can't contain itself.
we got to work on these video settings after this. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. I think Twitch worked tonight. I didn't even check. So, all right. You guys have a great night. Check us out next week. I'm Cody. That's
Chunk. Go
Have a
ahead,
great
you can
night.
say it.
I'm just gonna keep it here.